about to go down.
It's lovely pass, and there he turns cleverly. Can he find a finish? Oh, he can!
Skill by Joshua, and a return right hand. Good counter right. Bullen is hurt. Second right hand. That clipped him as well. Now he goes in for the kill.
Well, Ricciardo is inching into the lead, and Ricciardo will win the Italian Grand Prix!
Gonzalo running the floor.
Still leading the way with Canada in there too with the Netherlands.
And Musa makes it 4 goals in 2 World Cup matches.
The Monaco Grand Prix! Ricciardo triumphant in Monza.
Through Bowden Barrett and an early touch and an excellent.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Hello out there, and so we saw how it all went down yesterday in the Champions League. How Real Madrid, against all odds, came back to book yet another spot in the final of the Champions League. And that's how I welcome you to today's episode of Sports Orbit. My name is Afa Acho. Salif Usman is right here with me. Salifu, welcome to Sports Orbit. What a dramatic and massive encounter we saw yesterday.
Yeah, dramatic and massive. But the summary of it is that Man City shares and Guardiola hope of winning the Champions League. Man City continues.
Yes, all right. In this episode, as usual, we have a bumper package for you. Of course, the Champions League will give you a review of all that went down yesterday. Of course, today also in the Europa League, we'll give you how it's all going down today in the Europa League. Don't forget that at least 4 Nigerians will be hoping to get into the final of the Conference League. That will be talking about Kelechi Iheanacho and Demola Lookman, while for the Europa League, Calvin Bassey and Joe Aribo will be hoping to.
Don't forget Leon Balogun.
Leon Balogun also, yes, for Rangers, will be hoping to at least have a taste of European football this season. Well, we'll begin straight from the Champions League, where Real Madrid once again pulled off an amazing comeback yesterday against Man City, against all odds, to book their final ticket to this year's Champions League, where they will be have a repeat of the 2018 final, where they met Liverpool. Of course, against all odds, at a point it looked like Man City were once again going to have another final. It was looking like it was going to be a back-to-back English final, but Carlo Ancelotti and his boys at Madrid had other plans.
Yeah, Alpha yesterday game was totally a dramatic encounter, and it shows that from the look of things, if you want this Champions League, starting from the round of 16, it's like the Madrid have defined football. That it is not yet over, or it is finally over. Yesterday, it was a surprise result for everybody. Nobody, yes, even as much as many people would have hoped that Madrid will take a comeback, that Madrid will have done the result, but not at that dying minute where it's almost 3 minutes to the end of the match. At the 8th minute, Man City was comfortably still leading with 2 goal difference, and nobody expected that Madrid can still call goal. But thank God for Rodrigo. Scored 2 goals within the space of 2 minutes. No, it was a marvelous. It was a massive one, and what is that? It was another shot. It had broken for all those are connected to Man City.
Yeah, I mean, going through, especially on social media today, some people were actually calling for the head of Guardiola, because some section of the Man City supporters said, look, the reason why Guardiola was brought to Man City was not because of the Premier League, was because of the Champions League, because even before he came, other coaches have done the job. Even took them to the semi-final. Pellegrini did that, I think, like twice with Man City, but was not able to get it, and he was sacked. And
talking of the league, even
Mancini also did it, won even the FA Cup. And the reason why Guardiola was brought, Man City have wanted this Champions League for a long time.
They
desperate for it. And once again, Guardiola has fallen short of that silver lining for Man City.
Guardiola, so in one of his media interview, he admitted that he always make a mistake when it matters more. Remember, after he had opportunity last year, he's almost there. Yes, last year
against Chelsea.
Against Chelsea, he lost the final, and then this year again, almost close. We think the match is just within 2 minutes. We are still comfortably. Any coach at that time of a minute, at that minute, it takes minutes. You can say, okay, well, this game is over. You can go and say, okay, I've won it. Especially that you have 2 goal standing, 2 goal difference between your opponent. But unfortunate for Madrid, and then unfortunate for Guardiola. Ancelotti, that is why we say experience always matter. It shows that Ancelotti has been in this job before that.
Of course.
And Ancelotti practically proved that yes, I have been in this job before you. If you're able talking of Champions League, Ancelotti has won it before Guardiola. So in terms of experience, Ancelotti has it more in everything. In his, and Ancelotti practically proved yesterday. And Ancelotti practically proved yesterday why he's the only coach that you can talk to that won title in all the major league titles in all the major league in Europe. So and you can't say anything less than to those things that yesterday. It was a massive one. But I'm afraid but my case that why should he always wait to the last minute before move?
I think Madrid usually get into the game a bit slowly. I think as the game progresses, they get more into the game because you see them even against Paris. You see that at the point it was looking like Madrid is down and out, and all of a sudden, some sudden burst of energy comes, and before you know it, they take control of the game.
Madrid, they have proved that they are why they are the best.
Of course, I mean this is their game.
Champions.
This is their game.
So they understand the Champions League better than any other
player.
Because you can't get it better than anyone in the battle. But let's now it's an opportunity going in the fight. But for those everyone that coordinated with Man City, well, we know that they should take heart. There's always a try time for another day. But in as much as we believe that it's a very difficult one to take, but they should not take it like that. But Guardiola, I foresee that Guardiola is going to continue Man City. That's another because it's seriously heartbroken for him.
Exactly.
He will never forget yesterday in his career in history.
Of course, and notwithstanding that, I think just last week he was on the verge of extending his contract. So let's see if he will still want to extend that contract or maybe walk away to take another sabbatical. Remember that at Bayern he tried unsuccessfully to win the Champions League, and
since he left Barcelona, it's like he left Barcelona. Not that every club in the world, not that the club was not successful. He played with and Bayern, he was successful with Bayern. But unfortunately, every effort to get the Champions League and Bayern could not work. Now here again in Man City, this is the third time he's playing the semi-final, and unfortunately, still he couldn't get what he wanted.
And funny enough, another record he made yesterday, he has equal Mourinho's record as the coach to play the most semi-finals in the Champions League. Anyway, still on the Champions.
But that was not the exact record.
No,
he was aiming for something better.
Yeah, no, sure. Well, away from that now to still on the Champions League. Yesterday, immediately after that match, of course, Mo Salah took to his social media page that was talking about Twitter and said, "We have a score to settle with Liverpool this time around."
Not even Mo Salah, even the minute after the final whistle, I say yes, an opportunity for Mo Salah to prove himself. Remember what happened in 2018?
The incident with Sergio Ramos.
Ramos fall behind, he pulled his shoulder down and dragged him down over the head. So Salah has not forget that experience, and I hope and I wish him well that even though Sergio Ramos is no longer with Man City, but it's an opportunity for him now to pay back if God will give him the opportunity to pay back. But he should be mindful of this Madrid team.
Actually, I mean, you said before, he should be mindful of this Madrid team because they've shown over and over again that look, when it matters most, they know how to get the job done. So I think Liverpool have their hands full. They have a big game coming in their hands, and I know left for Liverpool alone, I'm sure they would have preferred to play City
if you have to choose.
Yeah, because I mean, this is a team that they understand better.
Better. But one thing I have a different view. If going by the way the two sides has played this season, the way Liverpool has played and the way Madrid has played, because Madrid always have opportunity for a second chance. But in the final, there's no second opportunity.
Yeah.
But if Madrid maintain the antecedent of always going down first before coming back in the second game, they may be doomed for it, because this Liverpool team is another different team that you don't joke with.
All right, that final comes up at 28th of May out there at the Stade de France in Paris. So hopefully we'll be looking out for that one. And up now to the Costa Rica 2022, that's talking about the under-22 Women's World Cup finals. Of course, the draws will take place today, and the Super Falcons, alongside the other African representatives, that's talking about Ghana, will know their opponents as the draws are being held. Falconet actually will hold today. Today's draw ceremony will hold at the Teatro Nacional in San Jose. That's in Morero Solo Stadium today. Today's draw coincides with the 100 Days to Go special event of this year's championship, which has a slogan, Vamos Juntas, which means let's do it together. So Ghana and Nigeria, representatives of Africa in the under-20 women championship, and draws will be held today. Are you expecting a favorable draw for the Falconets?
Well, in the game of football now, there's no need to ask for a favorable draw. All you need to do if you are going for a war, you should ready to confront any opponent come your way.
It comes your way.
You don't have a choice to choose. You don't have a choice to choose an opponent. Wherever you are going, all you need to just do your homework well, and then get to the championship proper, and then face the battle when you get to the battle ground. So my wish is that I pray that the Falconets are playing. Has been to the final of this particular championship twice. So
2010, 2014.
2010 and 2014, exactly. So definitely we are also a force to reckon with a team that has played in the final for two times. So then anybody other teams will even be afraid of being drawn against Nigeria, because having played in the final for 2 times. So people are also be mindful of what we are bringing, and at the same time, when it comes to Africa, the whole world is aware of what the Nigerian female team is doing in Africa. So I don't think the Super Falcons is afraid of any team. We are not afraid of anything. All they need to do, just do your homework, and this particular set of Falcons has done well, going by the qualified series that they have played. But others within the continent, I think that when they go to the World Cup proper, they will be able to justify what they are doing at the continent level. So there's no need to be afraid of anything. All they need to do is just do your homework, do your home preparation well, and then get the one product. And the back of champions that you should be, if you want to be champion, you should be ready to fight anybody. There's no need to choose an opponent.
No, but like you just said, and this Falconets so far have done well, but do you really think they have what it takes this time to at least bring the trophy home this time around?
That may be seriously a tall dream, but in football, nothing is impossible. Or at the same time, in football, as much as it's football, we also need some element of luck. There's an element of luck on your side. The sun can smile on your face. So definitely, I still believe that Super Falcon is one of the contenders for the title. Super Falcon, sorry.
Okay. All right. At this point, we'll go on a short break and then we'll come back. Sport Orbit continues. Don't go nowhere.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Larry. Anyway, welcome back from that short break. Now on to table tennis, where Aaron Akwadri finally has broken into the top 10 in the latest ITTF World Ranking released during the week. The new ranking, which was achieved by Aaron following the approval of the new World Ranking system by the ITTF committee. According to World Table Tennis WTT, he has been a long time coming as a king of Africa, has finally made it into the top 10 in the world. Aruna has truly been Mr. Consistent in both his performances and his participation. The Nigerian has spent the last year notching up a string of finishes inside the top 8 while being one of the most active players on the WTT scene. Now I'm looking at, well, that's the complete, that's the top 20 now, where, of course, Fan Zhendong of China is number 1, Ma Long also of China, number 2, Liang Jinkun, number 3, while Hugo Calderano of Brazil holds the number 4th position, while Truls Morgard of Sweden is number 5, Zako Djogic of Slovakia, number 6, while Tomokazu Harimato of Japan is at number 7, while Aaron Akwadri, of course, number 10, making him the only African, I mean, interesting to note, even be in the top 20.
Well, I think that is
Omar Assar of Egypt is number 19, yeah. But in the top 10, only African to be in that position.
I think I'm proud to be a Nigerian. This is worthy to celebrate. It's a massive achievement for Nigerian players. It's a long time dreaming. It's a long time dream, and finally has broken to the top 10. And the most important thing that about this is that if he's Africa, his major rivals in Africa on the continent, Omar Assar, he has finished in the distance of number 19 position. So clearly that we wish Africa well, and he should maintain this momentum and then keep on lower the point and then even getting the. But China has dominated this ranking.
Of course. I mean, this is clearly their game.
This is clearly their game. The top 3 are very fast in the top 3 are all Chinese, and except the Brazil who try to come in closer in the 4th position. So, but we keep on. We as in Nigeria, we all need to celebrate this achievement. But it's a massive one and a very good one for our football, our table tennis. It shows that what this clearly means that in the whole world we are number 10 in the world, and I hope that this also reflects in our tennis development in Nigeria.
I mean, congrats to Aruna, but I think one thing I don't know that maybe has been missing from his achievements when it comes to bigger tournaments Olympics and the rest of them. He raises the hopes of Nigerians, but going there sometimes he performs below expectations. But for most times in all of these other tournaments around the world, he does very well. But when it comes to the bigger stage like the Olympics and the rest of them,
the club competitions,
he performs very well.
When it comes to international tournaments, honestly, you don't get to see what we well. But I hope that he should be able to work on his game, and that will also make him a complete player, and that will also aid his ranking. Because when you are doing well for a club and you come to a country, you also be. I'm not saying that he's not willing to. He's not represent the country well, but when he comes to the country, you are not getting the best from him. And also, we can't have a player who is doing ranking in the number 10. Before the Olympics, he was in the number 15. But unfortunately, when he gets to the Olympics, you don't even get to the better position. Now, it's not in number 10. The Commonwealth game is coming. It's coming in 2 months. In 2 months time. So let's hope that by the time he gets to the Commonwealth, he'll be able to justify his present rank as number 10 in the world.
I mean,
and at the same time, I think that the Nigerian Tennis Federation should also, because African country can't be there forever.
At all.
There should be a program that to discover new. There are many African countries in Nigeria. There are several African countries within all the local countries of Nigeria. So there should be a program and to discover more talent who will be replacing all these England. Now the only female athlete will have focus on that. It's already fizzing out. Of course. It's already fizzing out. Apart from they are already fizzing out. So we need to have a player that will take over from them. African country cannot be there forever. So we need need to do more So as Arsenal company is going, and then so who all those new players can also learn from them when they are on the stage.
Yeah, completely agree with you. Well, we once again congratulate Aaron Akotri on this feat, and we just hope that this ranking transforms to, him winning bigger and better, tournaments on the international stage. Away from that, now to a bit of some transfer news where reports suggest that Aston Villa are lining up a bid for Wilfred Ndidi. Currently, he's been on the treatment table as a result of injury, but Aston Villa are ready to launch a £50 million bid for the 25-year-old. Recall that Wilfred Ndidi was bought by Leicester City from Genk of Belgium, and since then he has gone on to be a very important player for Leicester City. But Aston Villa owners of Aston Villa actually, Nasser Sawiris and West Eden are said to be willing to back Steven Gerrard in the summer to bring up the kind of players he really wants to really strengthen the team. Recall that in the Gerrard transfer window, even before Gerrard took over, Villa were actually really not finding it well. But until Gerrard came, did a few signings, bringing in even a certain Coutinho from Barcelona, and somehow Aston Villa have moved up. Right now, they are 13th on the table. Clearly, this season is sure of them. The where they were initially, where it was looking like they're going to be in the relegation battle, but completely they are away from that, and they are looking to strengthen in the summer and hoping to add Wilfred Ndidi to their roster.
Well, I wish them well, and I hope that if Leicester will be willing to release their star players. So because Wilfred the season has proved that he's one of the best holding midfielder, one of the best holding, if not even the best holding midfielder in the Premiership, and most of the top teams, including Manchester United, are also looking to bring him, also looking to sign him. But now Aston Villa has joined the race. So whoever I wish all the club well, whoever will at the end of the day and get his signing so good for them. But if you have to advise me, I would not encourage him to go to Aston Villa. I would prefer him to a bigger club that where he can be more appreciated.
No, see, sometimes players want to go to bigger clubs, but sometimes it depends on who is coming for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Away from that now to we're still talking about Leicester City, where they'll be in action today. That's talking about the Europa Conference League semi-final. Leicester will be up against FC Roma tonight. They'll be playing away at the Stadio Olimpico in Rome. Recall that the first leg ended in a 1-1 draw out there at the King Power Stadium. And ahead of this match, Jose Mourinho said that Roma are not the favorites in this one, even though they'll be playing at home, but they expect a tough game coming from Leicester City. Looking at this match, do you think Leicester have what it takes to get the job done in Italy against a side coached by a certain Jose Mourinho?
Sorry, forget Mourinho mind game where he's telling us that we are not the favorites. So he's trying to play on your intelligence. But one thing that I hope that I sympathize with Leicester that Wilfred, most importantly,
will be
missing this match. But Wilfred have been very key players, and whenever he enters, he's play for Leicester. And Leicester, since he got on injury, even if you look at their performance in the Premier League, you feel it's obvious that they'll be missing him. And going into this match, I hope that they'll be able to put their ass together and then get the result done against the Roma side. But unfortunately, playing 1-1 in the first leg, it's not a bad result, but it's not as good as it was to have been. If I won the first leg, play at home, it was better. Although, thank God that there's no more away goal rule. So it's still 50-50 chance. So it's still 50-50 chance. All you need to do, don't just like this. So I'm play against the fans of the fan. Just as a professional, just play your Roman game. Go all out there. You can't go say you can beat Roma at home.
And of course, interestingly, two Nigerian Super Eagles stars actually, Demola Lukman and Kelechi Iheanacho, will be in action also, hopefully tonight.
Yeah.
So of course that means a lot of Nigerians will be rooting for Leicester City.
Yes,
hoping
for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Hoping that at least Leicester makes it to the final of the first ever inaugural Europa Conference League, and hopefully the winner of this league will go on to have an automatic spot to play in the Europa League. Of course, the other match will be between Marseille of France and Feyenoord of Holland. The first leg ended 3-2 actually. Feyenoord winning that one away in France, but this time around in return leg, it should be a tough one.
Yeah, that's
Marseille was the Feyenoord of Holland.
Marseille win the first leg and then Feyenoord. So it will be an interesting encounter. Unless I'm going to be for the two sides. Any of the two sides has the opportunity to get to the final. Whoever gets to the final, I will not be surprised.
All right. Also in the second tier European competition, that's talking about the Europa League. Also, the semi-finals also will be on tonight, which also 3 Nigerians will also be in action tonight in the Europa League. That's talking about Leon Balogun, Joe Aribo, and Calvin Bassey, all of Rangers FC of Scotland, who will be in action tonight. If we have the fixtures for tonight, can we have a look at them? Also, West Ham will also be in action also tonight in the Europa League.
And one interesting thing about the 3 Nigerians in Scotland, that most of all the 3 players, all 3 of them have proved to be an integral part of that team.
Yeah.
So it's so a thing of joy to see 3 Nigerian players play in the first 11 of the team. And definitely, I suspect 3 of them will be action tonight. And you cannot think of those 2 for them. And wish them good luck and pray that they get to the final of this particular surprise. Probably even get the final, win the final.
Yeah, of course. The winners of Europa League usually end up playing in the Champions League. Of course, the other match also, another English side will be in action today. That's talking about West Ham. Of course, they lost that first leg, but this time around,
that's against the German side.
Eintracht Frankfurt.
Frankfurt.
Yeah, they lost that one, but this time they'll be going away to Frankfurt to see if they can recall that Frankfurt were the ones who actually truncated Barca's dream of winning a trophy this season. And looking at that match, do you think West Ham have what it takes to defeat Frankfurt all out there in Germany?
It's very possible. It's very possible. So the Bumui has put out there. It just shows that he's an experienced coach and and West Ham, if you look at them, they are not done badly. Both at home in the European competition. Getting to the semi-final of this particular is a huge achievement.
It ended 1-0 in favor of RB Leipzig, who beat Rangers at home in the first leg, but Rangers will be at home today, welcoming RB Leipzig and playing at home in front of the fans. I expect it to be a different ball game altogether.
Of course. All they need to do is just play their leg. They lose the first leg away, and be at home gives them opportunities. Having their fans behind them as number 2, only the first player, fans as number 12 players on the pitch. So having their fans behind them, they should be chasing them, sharing them. That will give them an opportunity and ensure that they have everything. Play their normal game, have everything to get to the final. And like West Ham, who lost the first match at home, I think it's still just a 1-0, a one goal difference. So they have an opportunity to cancel that one and then go to the final, but it will not be easy.
All right, we'll be keeping tabs on that one. So that means we'll have at least 5 Nigerians in action tonight, all Super Eagles players in the conference play, and which is an interesting development. So we hope that all 5 of them will be in the final of these competitions. Well, we'll be rooting for them. For me, I'll be rooting for Rangers. Anyway, since they made it to the quarterfinal, I've always rooted for them with Nigerians. They're same for Leicester City, and we'll keep an eye on that one. And tomorrow, hopefully, we'll give you a complete review of that and other sporting events as they pan out. Not forgetting that the draws for the Under-20 Women's World Cup will also be on today, and we'll be finding out who will be the foes of the Super Falconets as they try to go a step further to see if they can win this competition after playing in the final 2 times. Salifu, thank you for being in the studio once again with me today.
Thank you.
All right, until come your way tomorrow again with another exciting episode, the last for the week. Actually, stay safe out there. I've been your host, Afacho, and it's goodbye.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.